Welcome to the Brown Carpet Podcast. My name's Corey Farrell.
And I'm Josh Groom.
And Josh, question for you.
Hit me.
What do we actually do on this podcast?
Corey, each week we take a weird news story.
Yes.
And we twist it into a demented pitch for a movie.
Sounds like the best idea for a podcast I've ever heard.
Well, it's not over. There's more.
Oh my God.
Once we're done with that, the listeners can jump on Facebook where they'll find a poll and they can vote for the one that they like the most.
Is that all though? Does anything else happen after that?
No, mate, there's heaps
Oh my
more.
God.
Once that's gone down, we pick a winner at the end of the week, and that winner gets turned into a movie poster.
Oh my, what more would you want in your lives?
What more could you possibly need?
That's great.
Hey, we've also got a website. You can check us out at www.thebrowncarpetpod.com, where you can listen to the entire back catalogue of this nonsense.
Not to mention the usual nonsense, Twitter. You can slide into our DMs on Instagram. And don't forget, you can email us at thebrowncarpetpod@gmail.com if you want to suggest a weird news story headline that you would like us to movify. Movify?
Movify.
Movify.
It's a new word.
And then we'll give you a shout out and we email you a poster maybe, even if you... I don't know. Depends how... I don't want to promise anything.
Yeah, no promises.
No promises. Just do it.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
Jumped over 3 linebackers in midair, sprouted antlers like a gazelle.
No one laughs at a master of quack fool.
Real nice. Many have died from starvation due to the difficulty of finding enough food, such as seals.
Shut up. No more Mr. Nice Duck. That's it. Right, Mr. Sitz?
What do you make of that? You know, it's the most fantastic story I've ever heard.
The Brown Carpet Podcast.
13! Josh.
Corey.
13. Episode 13.
Okay. Yep. That's how you're going to start
That's how I'm going to bring us in.
All right.
You like it?
Yep.
Big day today. I did some tweaking on our website. If you haven't checked it out, you should go and have a look.
Okay, so anyone out there with epilepsy, I would avoid it. If you want to get over there and
What
test
really
out
happened, ladies and gentlemen...
how strong your stomach is.
I don't know if you'd seen the website prior to me meddling.
The beautiful website I created for us over the Christmas period.
It looked like a Jackson Pollock painting.
Well,
It made no sense.
Corey decided to update it by taking us back to 1982. Like, it's ridiculous, mate. What you did,
I'm sorry.
it's unforgivable. But jump on board, check it out. If maybe that's what you're into.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
If you're cross-eyed, it works better.
What you did is an abomination. Anyway, should we do paper, rock, scissors?
Before that, we should just mention we've got some guests coming. We're not going to mention names in case they wise up and don't want to come on.
Yes, we do. We've got a few interesting guests coming up in the next few weeks. We've got a musician, we've got an actor, we've got all sorts of folk coming in to help us with this drivel we do each week.
And if you want to come on and you're not a crazy person, you can just send us an email. Maybe you can come on.
Don't just open it up to every loot out there. Paper, rock, scissors?
Paper, rock, scissors. Let's do it.
Okay, on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Got it.
Oh, I like the way you locked in eye contact
Yeah.
there. All right, so Corey's going to go first.
I won paper, rock, scissors.
What did you find for us this week?
Josh, my headline this week was kind of a modern one. This is a techie one, this one.
Okay.
Basically, the headline reads, "Let a human Uber live your life so you don't have to."
Let a human Uber live your life. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued.
So basically the article says, the past few years have given us a vast array of technological advancements to help us completely avoid the horrors of human interaction. Tired of being forced to share a few words with the pizza guy, your Uber driver, or the kid who bags your groceries?
That is the worst.
Worry not. Lifeless machines will spare you all of that. Done with dating? There's plenty of sex robots out there to appease your carnal needs too. But now finally researchers have perfected a way for you to stay social without actually having to leave the comfort of your home again.
This does sound good.
By having a surrogate strap on an iPad mask and venture out in the world for you. That's where we're at.
Okay, right. I can see a few flaws in this concept, but continue.
Japanese researcher Jun Rekimoto, that's not right,
Big apology out to the Rekimoto family.
presented his new tech called Chameleon Mask at MIT Tech Review MTech this week. It's been described as a human Uber, but it's like you said, it's really closer to a mobile FaceTime.
Yeah.
There's a picture of it, Josh. They can't see it. But
is that the actual technology?
That's like a... That's pretty...
That's not a piss take? That's the thing?
That's it. That's like a duct tape version.
That is literally an iPad strapped to a head.
It's a beta version to a helmet, yeah.
Wow.
I think they see through the front camera of the iPad. That's how they see their eyes.
Sure.
So, I've adapted that into a film.
What could possibly go wrong?
I've got 2 titles, Josh, and as always, you'll tell me the better one. The first title is called Tech Will Tear Us Apart.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, nice.
And the other one is Love Isn't a Fair Ride. F-A-R-E, like base Uber fare.
Yeah, no, anytime you have to explain the title, we should just go back to the other one.
Okay.
Yep.
Tech will tear us apart, it is.
Like it.
We open on a cold office space of the Blue Box New Biotech Company. Employee Justin Case, played by Elijah Wood, a shy young data analyst, types away at his computer, which is hidden amongst a dreary maze of cubicles that fill the 27th floor. His mind-numbing job is briefly interrupted as he spots something out of the corner of his eye. A feminine hand and arm slowly creeps over the top of the cubicle, holding a post-it note.
Hello there.
Yes. Justin slides over and gently takes the note as the arm quickly retracts back over the top. The note reads, "Party tonight if you're free," followed by an address. Justin freezes in nervous excitement. It's from his office crush, Barbara Dungworth, played by Zooey Deschanel. The only issue is Justin has crippling social anxiety.
Oh, Justo.
Cut to the break room. Justin is chatting with his good friend and confidant, Surly Bonefat. Justin unloads his dilemma and Surly suggests he looks into this new human Uber thing.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Cut to a screaming house in Western Sydney. 4 young children run through a mound of toys while middle-aged single parent Barry Spooney, played by Jack Black, gets ready for his second job, human Ubering. He checks his phone, gets the details which consists of an address and a list of instructions. Barry pays the babysitter and dons his helmet/iPad combo. Front on, we see the iPad power up and we see Justin's face appear. Barry will be Justin's surrogate for the night.
Good luck, Barry.
Barry's first task is head to the bottle shop and buy vodka. Barry hates vodka, but as a surrogate, he has no choice.
Yeah, that's what's tough.
Next stop is an upmarket townhouse in King's Cross. Barry goes to the door, lets Justin do the talking, and is handed a small baggie of cocaine and MDMA capsules by a dealer. Justin and the dealer exchange small talk before Justin indicates it's time to go to the party. Cut to a banging house party. The place is packed. Dance music, jabronis doing beer bongs, people dancing on tables, and arty types doing drugs in the kitchen. Justin sees a friend, barks some orders at Barry, who then walks over for an awkward hug and a drug-fueled convo.
So is Justin at home on drugs as well?
No, Justin's at home.
But is he doing the drugs at home?
No. This is Barry doing this in real life.
But Barry's not speaking. He's just standing there while the face is speaking for him.
The iPad's talking for Justin at home.
Okay.
You got it?
Yeah, no, I got it.
Yeah.
Just feeling for Barry.
He's also then forced into taking a lot of drugs. Barry reluctantly obliges. Now Barry is high. Justin instructs him to hit the dance floor. By this point, the MDMA is kicked in and Barry is flying high. Barry launches into some old rave moves he used to do back in his heyday. The crowd loves it. Barry is actually having a good time. Cut to Justin smiling in his underwear on his couch in his apartment. He's eating a burrito which he ordered on Uber Eats.
He's not a big fan of the human race, is he?
No,
Justin?
he isn't. Back at the party, Barry is really letting go, reaching for the lasers, safe as fuck. Justin has spotted something across the crowd of revelers, though.
Oh, is it Barbara?
It's another human surrogate with an iPad face that looks like Barbara's.
Hey!
He called it. Justin instructs Barry to snap out of his euphoria and walk over.
They're a perfect buddy match.
As Barry gets closer, though, he can see the surrogate's face, and she's gurning pretty hard. Oh. They clock each other. There is an instant connection. All goes silent except the low, muffled bass of the dance music and Justin's shouts of instructions. That's it. Barry no longer cares. Either does his mysterious Uber surrogate. They both, in slow motion, take off their Uber headwear and, ignoring the shouts from both Justin and Barbara, embrace in a fire of passion.
Oh, rebellion.
They spin and kiss while other punters dance on, and the last thing we see is Justin and Barbara's discarded iPad faces on the floor getting crushed by dancing feet.
Oh, into oblivion.
So the surrogate's hooked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great,
It's a love
mate.
story.
Yeah, I like it.
And based on that, the tagline is, you just had to be there.
Yeah, nice.
And the other one, I'll say, because I always say it.
Yeah, is this going to be the shit one?
This is the shit one.
Okay. You should do them in the other order. You should do the shit one first.
I know.
And then finish on
I
the
know. I do it the wrong way around.
Okay.
The only thing surging is in his pants.
That's not bad.
You like that?
I don't like it.
Okay.
That's kind of good.
So the cast is Elijah Wood, Justin Case.
Yep.
Zooey Deschanel is Barbara Dungworth.
This is just an excuse to go through your ridiculous cavalcade of names
It
again.
is, isn't it?
Yep.
Jack Black is Barry Spooney. Barbara's surrogate and Barry's love interest is Amy Schumer.
Oh, nice.
The other surrogate at the
Yep.
end. And
Good couple.
Rory Culkin is Justin's mate, Surly Bonefat.
That's probably one of your best names
You like
of all
that?
time. Yeah, that's great.
Budget's not very much. I reckon 8 mil, maybe less, 5 mil. It's
Yeah.
it's an indie tech mance.
Yeah, you can knock that out on the cheap.
Yeah. And based on the title, Tech Will Tear Us Apart, I thought Joy Division, Happy Mondays,
Yeah.
90s rave anthems.
Yep.
I did think about delving into the next day, like Barry coming down with his kids. because he's got his 4 kids back at home.
Yeah, right.
Single dad.
Yep.
Waking up and
Yep.
dealing
And then
with-
he's got to go on to the next job as the next thing, and
He
who
does.
knows what's going to take him.
Who knows? Because I imagine like there's lots of things people don't want to go to.
Yeah.
You know, your parties, funerals,
Weddings.
bar
mitzvahs, art house movies, theatre shows.
shows.
You imagine being in a play, like, and looking out into a sea of Uber faces all staring back at you.
Or imagine being at a wedding and like one of the groomsmen has got this thing on it.
Yeah, right. You know,
best man.
the actual groomsman's at home, probably nude, half barred up with his phone going on porn in the other hand. It's ridiculous.
Oh, the potentials, as someone who...
But you know what's going to happen for sure and get popular.
Yeah.
Because people hate people.
I know.
In general.
People, yeah, exactly.
There must be an agreement you need to sign off before. Like, there must be some sort of release form.
Some sort of waiver for sure.
Yeah, waiver, because
Yeah.
there's a good chance you will die.
That brings us to the thing was, what if you've got these really sadist people who just want to see you in pain or just do,
Yeah.
you know, it opens up this whole thing of putting you in awkward situations.
Oh, and then there's the other thing. Like, what if your dude is just a smart ass and he just walks into a pub, finds the biggest Marry and starts mouthing off, talking shit.
Just cashing
No
checks.
consequences. It doesn't matter. Say what you want.
So, Joshua,
Corey?
what weird headline have you got for us this week?
Mate, this week I found a story. It was on the Music Feeds website. The headline reads, "Bloke steals 53 phones in his swimsuit at Royal Blood concert." It's piqued my interest because I enjoy the band.
Yeah, and you've photographed them a bit, haven't you?
I have taken photos of them, and the photograph of old mate that stole the 53 phones is hilarious, and we'll post it on the website. There he is.
Oh, wow, that swimsuit.
Yeah, it's a big one piece.
Is it custom for that purpose? Is it obviously that's why he wore it?
It looks like a lady's swimsuit because it's a one piece that goes up over his chest.
It's got a little hole in the front there, though.
Little
too.
hole in the front. I think maybe like for a lady that would be like some sexy underboob.
Yeah.
But he's kind of like a concave, hairy man, so it's not a good look. All right, here's the story.
Hit us.
A man has been jailed in the UK after admitting to stealing 53 phones at a Royal Blood concert in Birmingham. 22-year-old Romanian national Alin Marin was caught after undercover police spotted him pickpocketing phones in Royal Blood's audience on Monday night. Marin hid the phones in the swimsuit he was wearing underneath his clothes and was arrested shortly after leaving the gig. He was charged with theft on Monday and has already been jailed for 3 years after admitting to the offence.
Whoa. Apart from jail, that radiation, he's not going to have kids either.
There's a good chance. Many of the phones were taken from front jean pockets, which people believe is a safer place to carry valuables. But due to the jostling in the mosh pit, they simply didn't realise they'd been targeted. He slipped the phones inside the swimsuit and effectively turned himself into a deposit box for all the phones, allowing him to carry tens of phones concealed around his body.
See, imagine if because he got away with it for like 44 times. He just got greedy. What was it? What was the number?
He finished with 53.
So he could have stopped at 52 or
He
50.
could have,
Even
yeah.
50.
And even 50, that's a good haul.
Yeah.
Like, just stop there. Like,
Oh, well.
Alan, couldn't get enough.
So what did you do?
All right, well, the title of my film is Dial N for Nangderp.
What?
It's all going to make sense soon. All right. We open in a sterile police interrogation room.
Yep.
Nangderp, played by Sacha Baron Cohen, is sitting across from two bearded policemen, detectives Frump and Dingle, played by Harvey Keitel and Sam Neill. Nangderp is a hirsute gentleman, wearing just a bright blue mankini which fails miserably to conceal his bushy pubic jungle. Spread across the table are 53 mobile phones of various makes and models. It's been a long night of grilling, and the cops are both passed out, face down on the table. Nangderp sits there peacefully. Suddenly, one of the mobile phones lights up, vibrates, and starts playing Red Red Wine by UB40. The cops snap awake, disorientated and cranky. After a moment, they compose themselves, and they're back to pushing hard for some answers. But Nangderp stonewalls them, simply smiling back, and occasionally offering the broken sentence, "It is nice to have met you. Do you like to make party?" His origin is unclear. It's like each word of the sentence has a unique accent and cadence, the spoken word equivalent of a chopped up and reassembled ransom note.
I thought you were talking in rewind then for a second.
The detectives are getting angry. This has gone on too long and Nangderp isn't even close to cracking. When the phone starts playing Red Red Wine again, Detective Dingle rages and upturns the table. Phones fly in every direction. They storm out of the room, slamming the door. Nangderp smiles a weird toothy grin and looks up at the security camera. Outside, Frump attempts to calm the furious Dingle, but Nangderp has really got under his skin. In the background behind the cops, there is a small black and white monitor showing the interrogation room. As Detective Frump leads Dingle in a simple breathing exercise to try and calm him down, we notice Nangderp stand up, cross his arms over his chest and fall backwards, disappearing into a glitch of space and time.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks earlier. We're in a busy nightclub. Mary Hyman, a slim lady in a figure-hugging red dress, played by Winona Ryder, is sitting at the bar sipping a cocktail. She looks up, and there he is, Nangderp. His hair is slick with grease, and he's wearing a T-shirt and Armani jacket, like an extra from Miami Vice. But against all odds, he's kind of pulling it off. He raises his martini and smiles, that same disjointed smile we've seen before. Taken aback and flattered, Mary smiles back. Nangderp approaches immediately. He leans in close enough to breathe her in, and says, "It is nice to have met you. Do you like to make party?"
Oh my God, this voice.
I'm so sorry. I'll never do that again.
It's great.
Flash cut to Nangderp and Mary stumbling into the elevator at her apartment building. They are pashing hard and groping each other like drunk high school students on prom night. They fall into her bed and the lovemaking begins. Mary comes up for air just for a moment to ask him if he has any protection. He simply smiles back and repeats, "Do you like to make party?" flashing another toothy grin. There's something about his smile and unwavering confidence that drives Mary crazy, and before she know it, she's kissing him again and ripping at his clothes.
Unprotected sex.
Unprotected sex, mate. It happens. The morning light spills in the window. Nangderp wakes up and rolls over. Mary is lying beside him, the hint of a smile on her sleeping face. He studies her face like a scientist staring into a petri dish. Mary wakes up. She smiles back at him. Then her face changes. Something is not right. She rips back the sheets, and the sight is shocking. She is heavily, heavily pregnant. She looks as if she's 10 months pregnant with hefty triplets. Her skin is stretched and her stomach is moving as the unborn offspring wiggles, writhes and kicks beneath her skin.
What just happened?
Mate, it's about to get fucked up. She screams in horror as her stomach contorts like an overfull water balloon. Nangderp observes the situation with the casual detachment of a schoolboy watching a seagull regurgitating a hot chip. After a bit more screaming and some gurgling noises, Mary bursts open like an overripe mango. From out of her stomach, 7 small humanoid creatures bust forth, but they are malformed and underdeveloped and die.
What is going on?
And they die within seconds of their bloody explosive birth.
Oh my God!
So sorry. Nangderp's smile disappears. He pushes what's left of Mary out of the bed and grabs a small communication device from the bedside table. For the first time, he speaks in his native tongue, a garbled alien language consisting of clicks,
that
beeps,
explains the name,
mouth farts, and a sustained tone. The conversation plays out in subtitles. 4 galaxies away, aboard the spaceship Flemdice, 2 human aliens are seated at a comms console, relating back to their man in the field. Nangderp explains that the attempted human female impregnation was unsuccessful. Barry, the larger of the 2 aliens, to be played by Kristaps Porzingis, responds by saying this is to be expected. The failure is due to the Earth's atmosphere being largely devoid of radiation. Without the radiation levels present in their home planet, Nangderp's jizz is so incredibly potent that no human womb could possibly withstand the 6-hour incubation term.
Got it.
The smaller, nerdier of the 2 aliens, Greg, played by John Oliver, explains they might have a solution. In order to radiate his powerful alien seed, he will need to strap a handful of mobile phones to his genitals prior to copulation.
Perfect.
We watch a montage of Nangderp's attempts to apply heavy radiation to his balls, followed by a series of one-night stands. Each attempt ends in gory, stomach-bursting failure, and so he steadily increases the number of mobile phones.
This is great.
First 5, then 10, 20, even 30. And while the incubation time is improving with every hump, the morning after results are consistently messy and disappointing. The montage ends as Nangderp approaches a cool-looking goth chick at a bar at a noisy rock concert. Just as he goes to speak to her, a hand slaps down on his shoulder. It's Detective Dingle. We flash back to the empty interrogation room. Detectives Frump and Dingle step back into the room and look around in confusion. Where'd he go? How is that even possible? Their faces change from shock to confusion to sudden pain. They look down and they are both heavily pregnant. The final shot of the film is a long overhead shot, slowly rising higher and higher as we watch the cops fall to the ground and give rectal birth to a healthy litter of aliens.
Oh my goodness. This is hands down the weirdest one yet.
I'm so sorry.
It's so good. Never be sorry.
Okay,
That's
cool.
amazing.
Thanks, man. Cheers.
Butt babies. Alien butt babies.
Alien butt babies birthed by bearded cops.
I've got so many questions. So when he was pursuing the ladies,
yes,
did they notice He had phones. Did he have the phone strapped to him at that point?
Yeah, well, I reckon he probably started with like a diaper and just jammed them all inside the diaper, and then just before the moment of the truth, maybe emptied a few of the phones out.
Because, I mean, logistically, it's a nightmare, but...
It is. It would be difficult to do in a subtle way, but I'm sure there's alcohol involved.
Yeah. I just liked that a future advanced race of aliens, their best solution was to get as many mobile phones. That was the best source of radiation aliens could come up with.
Yeah, it's not good. I got a tagline.
Yeah, hit me, sorry.
A movie so potent, protection is advised.
Nice.
It's not great.
That's good.
Okay, cast is Sacha Baron Cohen as Nangderp, Harvey Keitel as Detective Frump, Sam Neill as Detective Dingle,
Perfect.
Winona Ryder as Mary. We got Kristaps Porzingis as Barry. Get better, mate. John Oliver as Greg. Soundtrack-wise, Red Red Wine by UB40 is a key
Just
song.
on loop?
Yeah, on loop, the whole film. No. Call Me Maybe by Carly Rae Jepsen, I think would be good. And then an original soundtrack by Royal Blood, seeing as though we ended their concert.
Yeah, you got to.
Budget-wise, I'm thinking about 20 million. It's fairly low-key production. There's no big effects or design except for the bloody sequences of stomach bursting.
Yep.
And the scene in the spaceship up on the phlegm dice.
So he didn't have to have penetrative sex to impregnate these because he didn't have sex with the detectives.
No, he did. Remember when the scene opened, they were asleep. He'd been boning them all night,
I missed
mate.
that altogether.
Yeah, see, I snuck that in there.
Yeah.
Much
like he did. Well, that's a wrap on episode 13.
Done and dusted.
Listeners, you have to vote. You have to go on Facebook and vote.
Yeah, you got two films to consider. You've got Corey's film.
Tech Will Tear Us Apart.
And my film, Dial In for Nangderp. Pick the one of those that you think sucks the least. Jump onto the Facebook. You'll find a poll pinned to the top of the page. Give it a vote. At the end of the week, we'll declare a winner and a movie poster will be created for said film.
As always, if you've got a headline you want us to movify, please email us at thebrowncarpetpod@gmail.com.
Or chuck it up on the Facebook. We're on YouTube.
Everywhere.
You can find us.
Also, it's about to be Valentine's Day.
Just a few short days away.
So instead of doing the normal thing like getting roses, chocolates...
Underpants, dildo,
don't
beads,
do that.
None of that.
What are you going to do?
Why not tell her about the Brown Carpet Podcast?
Share the love with About the Podcast.
It's the gift that keeps on giving. It's 13 episodes now.
Just tell everyone you know. You don't have to even be in love with them.
Why don't you just hate tell people about it? Just tell your enemies.
Just share it.
Yeah, go on, share it. We'd appreciate it.
We'd really appreciate it. Anyway, that's all for us. So don't forget to flush.
See you, cunts.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
He jumped over 3 linebackers in midair, sprouted inwards like a gazelle.
No one laughs at a master of quack fool.
Real nice. Many have died from starvation due to the difficulty of finding enough food, such as seal. Shut up!
No more Mr. Nice Duck. That's it. Right, Mr. Sitz?
What do you make of that? You know, it's the most fantastic story I've ever heard.
The Brown Carpet Podcast.
Frothy stew. Frothy stew. Yeah, good.
We are live. Live and direct. Do you have anything you want to talk about apart from basketball?
You could maybe address what happened on the website. Also, this is episode 13.
Lucky 13.
Lucky 13.
Can we have a discussion that isn't attacking me?
No. I think today's calls for an attack, if anything.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Look, treading on your turf. I just wanted to clean a few things up. But I understand if I've gone too far.
Do you know?
I don't know.
What's with the font?
The font's bad.
1980.
Actually, let's talk about it. It's good.
No,
Yeah.
we will talk about it. Don't worry. I'm going to bring it up. Fuck's sake.
All right. How do we do this?